Okay, I'm...
Could bring that back on the plane, are you? Yeah.
One will do.
Well, I always get this funny thing when I walk into hotels carrying one.
No, just leave it there.
Okay, so we're going to talk about diverting the flow, making a success of outsourcing. Okay, so this is really the basics. I was asked to do this. It was called a masterclass because they call them all masterclasses, but actually I've got a lot of experience, not just of outsourcing, but also fixing it when things don't go quite the way you want. So the basics of outsourcing, I wanted to cover why outsource something, what to outsource and how to do it, and then Q&A, but there's some audience participation part of the way through, so don't fall asleep, have another cuppa. Okay.
Never fall asleep on this stuff.
No, I don't
don't think I'll ever sleep again.
Yeah, we'll be a bit hyper. I just thought one of the things is just to be absolutely clear, because we all use words, and words have meanings, and definition of outsourcing: to obtain goods or service by contract from an outside supplier. Now, of course, a lot of what I'm going to talk about works for delegating within your company as well, for those who have employees. But, you know, for most of us who don't, we're looking for people outside our business, like bookkeeping or IT, that we can outsource to. And then the question is, why outsource? Well, it's because, and this isn't a sexist picture, those of you who've seen my presentation before know I have one with a man multitasking as well, but all of us who run small businesses have 1,000 roles.
Yeah, but she's succeeding.
She is. She's succeeding very well.
She's dropping everything.
But you don't see the internal cost of that, of course. We don't know what pressure she's under. And one of the things that happens when you start your own business is you start off being time rich and money poor. So you do everything yourself, and that's absolutely fine. If you want to do your own website, that's fine. If you want to design your own business cards, that's fine. But it's only a start. Later on, you want to get to the stage where you have a think about, you know, what you should be doing. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't. They just carry on. And so flowcharts as well. I like flowcharts because it actually shows who's involved with what. And sometimes that can be absolutely critical. So it tells you whose responsibility is what. And if you can't work out whose responsibility is what, that's the point where you go, I'm really glad we did this flowchart, because now we need to sort out who's doing it. And I'm not joking, there was one client I worked with, and they were forever having rows, and I always call this the noise from the plumbing. But it was because they'd never been through this. We put flip charts down their corridor, and we put post-it notes up all over the place. And there were several things where everybody thought somebody else was doing it. And of course the other thing you can do, as well as knowing who does it, you can see what order things happen. And sometimes if they're done in the wrong order, you have to do them twice. Well, none of us got time to do things twice, so let's get the order right. And it just gives clarity. Sometimes you need both the detail and the flowchart. And of course, checklists. And these can be things like your weekly order. So it lists all the things that you might order, and you may say to them, if it's not on that order, don't order it. But you could also have things like to-do lists. And there's all these things are checklists, and the advantage of a checklist is that it's there, you don't have to remember it. You know, this isn't a memory test.
Why are the eggs running away?
Perhaps they're a little bit elderly. I love that. But actually, it's interesting because people often put things down as though everything's going to be perfect. And sometimes if you had a to-do list, there might be something there, just check everything's arrived in. Because expediting is really important for any buying process. So just thinking. So here we have the basics of outsourcing. Why do you outsource? What do you outsource? And how do you do it? Any questions?
How do I get Stephen to write one for all his processes?
You don't. You ask me to come in, I'll interview him, and I'll come back with the process.
You outsource it, Anne.
He would
outsource it.
Yeah.
And actually, it's quite seriously. One of the things I do is when I go in, sometimes you get, particularly when the husband-wife thing, it can be quite difficult. Members of the family, you know, it's sometimes easier with strangers. And so I come in as a neutral, and even with larger companies, you know, it's when you've got departments each trying to blame the other department, I'm complete neutral. You know, it can be very helpful, but quite
I'm making
seriously.
a video, but that's useless to me. I'm not that sort of person.
No,
I can't sit
different
and work.
learning styles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
But
But I'm used to that. I've got for me, everything has to go on the computer or I lose it. But I have a client for everything had to come off the computer and go onto flip charts and boards and
Piece of paper.
paper.
I've
Yes.
got everything on the
Me.
computer and I still lose it.
Lost
Maybe
in
we
there
should talk.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So there we are, diverting the flow, making a success of outsourcing, and a free one-to-one with any of you who want to discuss
Yeah.
outsourcing.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.